In this video, I'm going to be cutting and blending my client's extensions. We did a mini move up of 3 rows of wefts, and I added some tape-ins today. So really, I'm going to be blending her tape-ins around her face frame and just shaping up the length of her hair overall. So if you're interested in this video, stay tuned until the end. So this is a very highly requested video. I am going to be cutting and blending her extensions. So we just did a mini move up. I will link that down in the description box or right here. So we just did a mini move up, and I also installed some tape-ins in her hair as well. So we are just going to blend this in, give her a nice trim up, and make sure that everything is all even and seamless and gorgeous.
So let's lead, let's hit, let's go. Holy hair, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Okay, we just had to pump her up because her hair is so long that we installed 20-inch extensions on her. So what we want to do is have our client hold their chin up a little bit more than normal. I like to comb everything down, making sure that it's laying nicely on their shoulder here. I was like, I almost said lap. On her shoulder. So I'm going to comb this down, and first I'm going to go ahead and trim the ends. So I'm going to point cut these, and we're just taking a little trim off the overall length. And I am point cutting in both directions to give her a really soft look on her ends. And then once we're happy with the length, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side so that we make sure we're all even. With the overall length of her hair, now I'm going to go into blending her face frame. So we're not going to do too much because Hothead's hair is already layered, so we don't have to do a ton of blending. I know that there is a lot of other extension lines that come very blunt on the ends, and you have to do a ton of cutting in and layering, but Hothead's hair extensions actually comes already layered, so you kind of just have to softly blend and you're good to go. So it actually makes our life as hairstylists a lot easier. So I'm going to go in with her face frame, and what I'm going to make sure to do before I do her face frame is I'm going to make sure I comb the back section to the back because we want it out of the way and we do not want to cut that hair. So I'm going to look at the section that is just above her ear and to the front, and that's what I'm gonna be blending. So as you can see, this is her natural hair right here, and it falls just there, and then we have the rest of her hair extensions here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna grab her hair extensions, and I'm just gonna shake these a little bit, and that's gonna drop out her natural hair and leave me with just the extension. And I'm going to just softly blend this down. Just doing some slice cutting for her face frame. And we want this to be really soft, and I'm kind of using a little bit of a visual technique for this because, again, extensions are a lot different than regular hair. You can't just start picking it up and layering it. So you want to actually be really visual and strategic with the way that you cut these. So as I'm going in here, I'm just taking this a couple times and slicing it down, and see how we can already see that blending in with her natural hair. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to pick up this whole section here, and I'm going to do a little swivel around and point cut. That's what I'm going to call it. That's my technical term. So I'm going to take my comb, and I have it like underhand like this. So I'm coming up under the section. I'm going to take this hand and I'm going to follow my comb with this hand, and I'm going to swivel it up and around just like that. So then we see our section here, and we want to go from short to long. So I'm going to come in with my point cutting, and I'm going to trim it short to long, just like that. And that's just going to give us a very soft finish on her ends. So I'm going to do that one more time. See if there's any other hairs that need to be trimmed. And it looks good. All right, so that is how I'm going to do her face frame on that side. And then as you can see, as I bring the rest of her hair up and forward, that face frame area lays really soft. You can see where we have her layers coming in. Do you want me to trim your hair at all a little bit?
Whatever you think.
So I am going to trim her hair just slightly because I feel like it is really long. So just gonna, just a smidge. Really didn't do that much, but you know. Okay, so as you can see how soft her hair lays on this side compared to the other side. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So again, I'm going to section this out from her ear forward, and then push all the other hair to the back. Okay, and I'm going to grab this face frame piece around her face, shake out her natural hair, and then come in with my slice cutting around her face. And I'm just going to blend in her natural hair just a little bit. As we can see, this already creating a really pretty softness around her face. And I'm going to come around and do my little swivel technique. I'll see it laying just against their body, and then I'll just, where it's laying naturally, I can just go in and trim just a couple little hairs just to be really detailed with it. Always when you're cutting and blending with extensions, you want to think of this as a very visual cutting technique instead of a very technical technique. So soft and blended. Okay, so now that I've done all of that face frame and the length, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually bring all of her hair around to the back, and I'm gonna make sure we are even in the back of her head, because it would be really bad if we didn't check the back. So this is what the back of her hair is going to look like. And as you can see, we have a little bit of that V shape, which on really, really long hair like this is super pretty. So we're going to just check this. And since her hair is so long, I actually have to like squat down and sit on the ground so that I can see the bottom of her hair. So I'm just coming through and I'm just going to make sure that there's no random long hairs sticking out. We're just going to make sure this looks really soft and natural for her. Just doing a little bit of detailing on the shape of her length. And although this is a V-shaped haircut and length, I don't like it to come to a total point at the bottom. Like, I don't like there to be hair just being at like an awkward like widow's peak. So I do like to just soften that line at the bottom so that there's not an actual little peak. So that's kind of what I did there, just to give her a nice softness on her length. So I am done with her haircut today. I am going to get her all curled and styled, and I'll show you what her hair looks like all styled. Here is her final results. I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial. Don't forget to watch the full move up tutorial. I will link that in the description box, and I also have her initial install over on my YouTube channel. Thank you for being a subscriber. I'm so thankful for all of you beauties, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Let's hit, let's go.